welcome to episode 3 of Mommy Virtue. This is an original podcast series, part of the maternal outreach movement, powered by Birthing Beautiful Communities. And today, our topic of discussion happens to be one of my favorites, the word discipline. Okay, not planned, but discipline. I'm joined by my big sister. She is the owner of Dye's Hair Dynasty. Welcome to the show, my girl, Dye Tanya.
Hi.
That intro out was so crazy. Like trying to formulate it while I was talking was like, hi, Tanya.
There's a
How are
lot
you?
to say, There's a lot you can say.
That's a lot. She's a
It's kind of
mother,
hard.
a great friend, a confidant. Okay, she goes forward. She's a trailblazing entrepreneur. Where do we start?
I know, right? I'm happy to be
Yeah.
here. This is exciting.
Thank you for coming on the show. Mommy Virtual's all for giving moms like ourselves advice and answering their questions and, sharing our truth with being a mother, experiences, and so much more. And we are in today the topic of, positive discipline and not always having to yell at the children. And honey, let me just say, my story is
Whew.
I kind of had to learn this over time as Elijah, my oldest, will be 11 soon, as he got older, because once you learn the importance and the power of words, you have to really pull back and reel it in when you're speaking and you're just taking that tone that goes very high with your children. I remember when, as Evie got older, talking to him the same wasn't working. The goo goo gaga stops when he's 4 and he's 6 and 7. It's like, hey, son, I need you to go ahead and take out the trash more than one time, like, oh, okay, give me your game since you don't want to listen. And when the trash is out, perhaps you can get your game back. It was also trying to maintain patience when I have a house full of 5 that I still, now I'm more grounded and self aware of myself. I'm able to have that patience with my kids, but having 5, one kid's on the tree climbing, the other kids is in the dishwasher hanging out, other ones is watching, whatever on YouTube downstairs. It's like, what is happening right now? So we're getting
Yeah.
into all of this at the same time. Positive discipline. So let's go ahead and get into when it comes to mutual respect. You are a mother of your son. His name again for me is
Darian.
Darian. Is how old right now?
He's 17. So he's almost an adult. He's basically an adult.
How does that feel having a 17-year-old?
Okay, so it feels amazing. Motherhood was something that I like gradually like really embrace, but it's always been like just me and him in the home. So it was more like I've always treated it more like a partnership. So when you tell me like you got like 5 kids in the house, it's like, wow, like I don't know how I would be able to, because it was a challenge me learning patience, learning discipline with my one, let alone having more than that. So, but him being 17 years old, he's older now. So now I can call him for like insights, and in a bond building relationship. So it's a blessing. It's remarkable. I love it.
Did Darian, was he always, because he's a great kid, right?
Yeah,
Was he always a great kid, or did you ever have moments where he just kind of drove your frustration even higher, and or where he was, acting out perhaps, and you had to find yourself in a moment of like, let me just be positive right here and talk to my son with respect and treat him how I want to be treated? Has that ever occurred?
100%. So I think especially as like Black mothers, we have this like rah rah approach, like listen, sit down, do this. And I found out early that that doesn't work.
Okay.
Like they might fear you, but you don't want them to fear you. You want them to be respect. You want there to
Respectful.
be an open line of communication. You want these things within the home. So I learned quickly to treat him like a human. Treat
Okay.
him like I would want to be treated.
Okay.
So like he never really got like a whipping. Like I didn't do that. I believe as far as discipline, instead of me like disciplining him, I always took the approach of teaching him how to discipline himself.
Oh
You
wow.
know what I'm saying?
Oh no, no, break that down some more, because this is like giving me the encouragement over punishment factor. Like you're not like
A hundred
harsh
percent.
consequences, but it's like, hey,
A hundred
son.
percent. Because
Okay.
you want him to make the right decisions when he's not in your presence. You want
Okay.
your kids to make the right decisions that's going to be based off them, not based off of what you need, your emotions right then and there. Because a lot of times we're yelling because we're frustrated. not necessarily because kids are going to be kids. You want kids to explore. And if you yell and discipline too much, then that's going to cause them to retract and fear. And
Yes.
that leads to them not being their true selves, you know? So you want them to be able to express who they are as people, their true self. So for me, it was always, again, it was me and my son in the house. So I needed him to always perform at optimal. I need you to be responsible. I need you, do your part. Like clean up after yourself, So he's always been that way, because not only did I tell him, hey, do this, but I broke down as to what my intentions and my thought process was it
Mm,
behind it. And I made sure he knew every step of the way that my love for him was genuine, because I'm only human. There's times I would lash out at him, but I will dub back and apologize. Like, the way I was acting earlier was unacceptable. Like, that was, I had a bad day. Like, things is heavy for me right now.
yeah.
So, I kind of like explained it, which kind of goes against what we were like taught and raised,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like, for me, that comes from that unconditional love, and
Yeah.
just embracing being a mother, and learning the lessons, not just me raising him, but we kind of raised each other.
I love that. It's like, not being afraid to communicate with your kids about what you have going on, because I'm for my five, they understand my load with five. So even my older two, Tay and EB, have stepped up to help out with the younger three because my load is so heavy. And that has caused them to mature faster, because it's like we're raising each other. All of us are like, you know what I mean?
It's a
So
team effort.
yes, it's
Like,
a
guys, everybody
village.
has their part to play. Like, we all need to be playing our part.
Yes, help me, help you. You want me
Yes,
to, so do I. Well, help me to have that peace and patience so I can go and work hard so I can deliver what you want. You know what I mean? So
a
I love
hundred
how
percent.
you said you taught him discipline so he could discipline himself. I love that, because even the long term benefits of disciplining positively is like fostering independence, problem solving skills, and also emotional regulation.
Critical thinking, all of
I
that.
love
Like,
that.
I need you to be able to think several moves ahead. Understand, before you make a decision, what are the possible consequences? The
Mm,
first order of consequences, the second order of consequences. You understand? Like, really, and it's a lot, but
yeah.
when it's repetitive, then it comes like second nature. You understand what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, teaching him how to discipline was just that. Every little opportunity that I could to show him something, or to explain, okay, so if you make this move, what are the consequences that are going to happen?
Yeah.
So with him getting in that thought process, I can see the payoff of it now, because there's things that I
Mm,
go through, and I'll call him, just like for someone of reason that I can, like, just talk to, and he will actively walk me through with these same steps and protocols that I
that
put
you
in
put
place
into
for him.
him.
And it's
That's
like,
wild.
it's heartwarming. Thank you. It's heartwarming. It's so rewarding. I love
You
it.
go, mom.
I
You
love it.
go,
Thank you.
guy. I love it. That gives me encouragement for myself as a mother. I got 4 boys and 1 girl, and so it is a lot of work right now, just myself or whatever. But it encouraged me that I'm putting the right seeds in my sons and nephews now. When they get older and it starts to blossom, it's like, thank you. It was then it was a bit much, or having to re-say it, or having to teach them. But it's like, it's going to pay off in the future, and you can see
Yes.
your fruits of your labor right there paying off for sure with your son doing
Yeah.
that.
And I think for you too, what I want to add on to that is just you being who you are. Because a great part of discipline is your kids, like, they listen to what you tell them, but what they see is more important. So if you're disciplined, then you subconsciously pass that down to them. So when they see
Yes.
you getting up, handling your business and grinding, and no matter what's on your plate, you make a way to make things happen, then you're already instilling those qualities into them. So it's a win-win all around the board. I love
Hey,
it.
Di, that brings up our listener question. Our listener question is from someone who wrote us online at zhiphopcleveland.com/mom. And it goes like this: My child does not listen unless I yell. How can I discipline them without raising my voice? Tracy K. Any advice for Tracy K, Di?
I would communication. I would
Okay.
I would really just communicate. Like, for one, let's talk about what is it your child isn't doing,
Yeah, yeah.
and then get their perspective on it. Because, like, kids want to be heard, people want to be heard, you know, so
Yeah.
like really get their perspective on it and understand like how can we compromise so that everyone, you know what I'm saying, so that
Yes.
everyone can get what they need in this situation.
A great point you made was modeling behavior. You know, a mother or father has to be within themselves self-aware and mindful and also calm enough so that way when you do have a moment, it's like I'm having a moment, it doesn't feel good, I don't want to yell, let me go to myself and deal with it and then address my child, because we all are going to have moments where we're just like overstimulated as adults,
Mhm.
frustrated, work is heavy, friendship conversation is heavy, what you watch on TV was crazy, life issues really do happen, so we have to become more composed within ourselves, or our kids can see that and be like, okay, mom's too calm right now. Should I go ahead and calm down? And sometimes your tone is set by your presence.
Like
Your
you're the queen
presence.
of the castle. Like
Yeah.
you run it for real. Like you, everything that's happening is trickling down from your mind. So if
Mm.
you're yelling and frustrated, first you got to have a conversation with yourself. Like, why am I in this state of mind? You know what I'm saying? Like, why am I yelling? Like, what is it that I'm? And then once you can calm down, like take some deep breaths, do
Yeah.
some breath work
Yeah.
if it's that severe. But once you calm down, then you're in a state of like, okay, love. Now
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can I can hear my child fully. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And my child can hear me.
Yeah. So, a couple of different techniques to improve communication and avoid raising your voice is to stay calm and composed and know that children do mirror our emotions. You can also use clear and concise language and let them know about your direct instructions. And sometimes, is it okay, Di, to give kids choices when it comes to, allowing children to some control by giving them appropriate options? Like, okay, punishment wise, right? Perhaps you can get timeout, or you can go ahead and then, I don't know, extra dishes all night to wash, or
I think so because it opens up also other skills. So then now you begin to introduce the power of negotiation, right? So these are
yeah.
tactics that your child can grow and develop into. If it's always listen to me,
Mm,
that is such an unhealthy way of thinking for your child because you're teaching your child for one, I'm authority figure, so listen to what I got to say. Your opinion doesn't matter right now,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you're to in my opinion, you're teaching your child all of these like negative traits, which this is going to carry them through their adulthood, you know.
yes,
So I love having options of like forms of discipline because then they can begin to kind of lead their own way, you know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so I do have some power, I do have some control.
They can learn by trial and error as well, because even like natural consequences, if your child doesn't want to put their toys away, mom, I can't find. Yeah, I don't know either. Probably under the couch, but you didn't put it away yesterday, so therefore,
Right.
why you didn't listen? If you
Exactly.
had listened, you would know where it
Exactly.
was at. I already told you to put it up, and then X, Y, and Z. That's my kid. Like my son, when it comes to he wears a belt to school with a uniform outfit. And I always say, all my kids know when you get home, to take off the belt, put it in the drawer. So in the morning, I can't find my belt. And I said, did you put it in the drawer yesterday? Oh, and I said, do you understand why I tell you to put it somewhere where you know it's going to be at so you can remember where it's at?
Yeah,
Right?
and then also what you can do is like, okay, so if you forget this again, what's a good form of punishment for you?
Mm.
What would be acceptable
Wow.
for you?
Wow.
So now
Okay.
you're holding them accountable to their own words. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
I love that. Listen, if you have any questions for those who are watching right now, submit your parenting questions and scenarios now at zhiphopcleveland.com/mom. I'm Micah Dixon. This is my girl Di Tanya of Di's Hair Dynasty. What's up, mommy? We're going to go into right now, Di, the role of consistency and positive reinforcement and discipline. Explain why to you consistency is crucial for effective discipline. Children need to understand the rules are the same every day, not just today.
I think that kind of touches back what we spoke on earlier, just about when you're consistent, the
Yes.
impact that it has on your child. It gives them order. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like discipline is freedom. Like
Mm-hmm.
discipline is you being able to save instant gratification for a greater later,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? Which ultimately is freedom. So if you can develop these habits, which that's what consistency is, just uh, doing the same thing, you know, over and
Mm-hmm.
over, you're building a habit. You're programming the mind to expect
Yes.
results and you're programming the mind to naturally be disciplined and understand the point of order, right?
Yeah.
Like the point of having order in your life.
Yeah. There was a quote that had stated, I think it was from I think it was from what's his name, John Maxwell, who was a leadership coach, and he was
Okay.
talking about how doing something 21 days straight becomes a habit. So in order to get a habit, or even to lose bad habit for a good habit, do it 21 days straight. So as a parent, if you're implementing a new order of discipline in the household, do it for 21 days straight, and your kids should be on that structure, and they'll know, like, okay, get up at 7 o'clock, breakfast coming up at 7:15, read the
Yeah.
Bible 7:30, out the house 7:40. They know because it's like over and over again. So when it comes to me
Yeah.
getting them up for school, they know how the morning functions. It's like boom, 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 boom. Mondays, family meeting for the week. We set the tone for the week, and we do it so it's consistent, so that way they can be used to that. Like you said, programming them to know, like, this is how the house is going to function. When you get out of school, homework comes out right away on that table. No TV on, so the homework is done.
Right.
Before you go outside, I need my chores to be handled. I need the bed made up. I need X, Y, and Z, but bed gets made up in the morning. But it's always like this is how it functions. So that way we all are on the same one accord, because you have to have structure and order in a home, or it's going to become chaos.
Exactly.
21 days to make it a habit. Try that when it comes to disciplining and getting structure for your children in the home, because it's very much possible. If I
I
got
think
five and I'm
positive
doing it,
reinforcement. Go ahead.
no, keep going.
I think positive reinforcement, to add to that, does help
Okay.
accelerate the process. So
Okay.
like, just like when your kids did have a great day, like at the end of the day, like let's take a moment to recognize that, like, yo, you did really good. Like I love how you got up today. Like
I love
that was
that.
like you did your thing, you know?
I'm taking
So
that.
then it's
I'm
like
taking that
it makes them
today.
feel like, okay, I want to do it again tomorrow.
I'm taking that. I'm taking that and using it today, literally. Yes. Clap. Everybody clap for Nolan. Yay! I'm in house party,
Right,
like,
right, right.
clap for, like, yay! They're like,
Exactly.
I love it. You know how the game Sims? Remember the game Sims?
Yeah.
And the Sims be happy to get the little green zingy thing above their head. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what happened when kids be like, "Oh, they're
Exactly.
celebrating me. I'm celebrated for just being
Yes.
having a great day." I love
Exactly.
that. Did you ever set boundaries for you and Darion ever? As a mother and son, were boundaries ever set, perhaps when it came to expectations and behavior? Was it like, don't cross this line? You can only go so far, but don't cross this line.
Yeah, they were. I don't think it was necessarily like something we verbalized, but it was
Mhm.
just something that was known. If I gotta ask you again, like boom, that's a boundary. Like he
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
like okay, I'm about to
yeah,
cross the boundary.
yeah. I love
So
that.
it's certain like triggers like that.
I love it. So, another couple of discussion points that you can or take from this right now is to have clear rules and boundaries to always follow through. So, if you have a consequence set in stone, make sure it happens. Don't be inconsistent when it comes to saying, "Oh, if you don't do dishes, you're going to just,
Right.
and you forget to even discipline them, because they'll be like, "Oh, I got away with it. I got away with it." Remember that? I didn't get caught. They didn't
Yeah,
remember. Mommy
exactly.
forgot. Mommy,
Exactly.
mommy forgot.
Exactly. Exactly.
Positive reinforcements, rather than focusing only on correcting bad behavior, use positive reinforcements to encourage good behavior. And like you said, D, to go die to praise them when they are doing great and having good actions. And even at school, even at home when they're having a great day, do clap, do give out rewards, treats, ice cream, popsicles. What kids do not want ice cream? What about you? Have you ever given Darion incentives when it came to him, like, I don't know, good grades this semester in school, and you're like, here go $50, son.
All the time. I always leave room to earn,
Hmm.
right? So like I always just left room for him to be able to just earn like whatever it is that you want. Is it money that you like? Is it whatever
Hmm.
that motivator is? Like I
Yeah.
always leave room to be able to just grow and get as much as you want. Like,
Yeah,
and
I love
I
that.
feel that's helpful for him. Just because in the back of his mind, he's like, okay, here's another opportunity. Like if I want more, because the Beyblades, that was his when he was a kid.
Oh, the spin and pop off and okay.
Yes, yes. So like, all right, if you want more Beyblades, you know what you need to do. Like,
Yeah.
these are my expectations of you when it comes to school, when it comes to home, when it comes to right. So even like basketball, like, Okay, you want to do basketball, I will support you 100%, but you have to put in 1,000% if you want me to support you 100%. So it kind of always, I always left room for him to be able to make his own decisions,
Yeah.
and that seemed to help like pretty well with him.
I love that. I love that so much. So, takeaway from today, discipline was our topic of discussion. So, focus on helping children feel proud of themselves for their positive actions rather than seeking external validation. And again, Di, words of encouragement for moms or dads tuned in right now. What would you say for you as a mother was one of your like your best highlights when it came to disciplining your son Darion?
Like I said earlier, just showing him how to be disciplined within himself, and not correlating discipline with punishment, because I
Mm,
do like correlate the two. You give discipline like a bad name or a
yeah,
bad vibe with it, and discipline literally is the cornerstone to everything in life. So just rewarding them for being disciplined, and just emphasizing how important discipline is.
I love it. Listen, listeners, I'm encouraging you to go ahead and try one of these strategies this week and share their progress on social media. Again, join the maternal outreach movement powered by Birthing Beautiful Communities right now at zhiphopcleveland.com/mom. I'm Micah Dixon. That's my girl, Tanya, aka Di of Di's Hair Dynasty. Thank you for being here. And parents, go be amazing parents to your children. Use positive reinforcements to discipline, and you'll watch to see you sowing them grow to become great trees with good fruit for sure.